hated it.
Oh,
Absolutely
really?
hated it. Yep. I did an animation which I share in some of my talks that I've done in the past, and I showed the animation. So I made that animation. I was just like, oh, I'm never going to do motion again. I just can't
No.
stand
Oh my
it.
God.
It's just
Wow.
not for me. Absolutely not.
You are working as a motion designer, type designer.
Yep.
But what was your education? How did you start? Because I've read that you, for the motion design, you actually learned all by yourself, bit by bit during the pandemic. But what was before that?
So in school, I was very average. Mainly loved PE. I loved exercise and running and athletics, and I liked art and design. So when I did GCSEs in the UK, I chose graphic design as one of my many subjects. And out of like 11 GCSEs, that was the only subject I got an A in.
Oh, wow.
Everything else, I got like a B in product design, which was cool. But then everything else, math, science, English, the rest, they were all C's. So design was like, it was working for me. I really enjoyed doing it, and I loved the classrooms. I loved like the hands-on approach and making stuff and using creativity just to produce things. And that probably stems, from the childhood of being so creative with drawing and sketching and whatnot. So I did that, and then I went on to AS levels, which were supposed to be A levels, for 2 years, but I dropped out after 1 year because I was taking like biology, psychology, art, and graphic design. And again, graphic design doing amazingly, but then psychology and biology, I was getting like E's and U's, terrible. Even though I was applying myself, the cognitive ability just wasn't there for that. So I had to drop those, and then I couldn't stay on to do AS levels. They wouldn't keep a student on to just do 2 AS levels. It's not how the system worked. So I went to an art college in the same town that I'm from, and that was just like 2 years of just pure graphic design.
Oh, wow.
Every single module, a different thing, like trying logo design, photography, every single module. And that was for 2 years. So I knew like I loved doing this and I loved just making stuff. So it was really clear like I was going to do design. I didn't know much about the industry or what it would be. So I then passed with a distinction in college, which I was really proud of, and got like student of the year, which was amazing.
Wow.
And then went to university to do graphic design. And again, liked uni, but obviously I needed a bit more of the cognitive side again there. That was coming back in because it's more of a serious degree. Well, not serious, but you had to do modules that required much more thinking and kind of that sort of, again, cognitive level. I was very average there again. I was like, I dropped back down to my normal bottom of the pack kind of place and scraped through and tried motion at university in a module for animation. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. Yep. I did an animation which I share in some of my talks that I've done in the past, and I showed the animation. So I made that animation. I was just like, oh, I'm never going to do motion again. I just can't stand it.
My God,
it's just not for me. Absolutely not. And then worked myself into the design industry through agency roles. And that's when I started to pick up motion design and learn about motion design and slowly implement it into my own workflow, and just never looked back and never second doubted it or questioned it. Amazing, really, if I do say so myself.
Cool. Yeah, and you worked with, huge companies, Disney Plus, Nike, Pepsi, and how was the experience to actually work with them?
Yeah, it's always been very surreal. And obviously the first time that I was kind of working with these high ticket clients or these big brand names, they weren't obviously always on like massive global projects, but I was still getting to work with like Pepsi or Disney Plus. And it might have been through an agency, but at the end of the day, the project goes is for that client. So it was very surreal at first. I was always kind of like, I can't believe, my wife would vouch for me that like I would just be so in my own head being like, I can't believe like these are coming to me for this. I can't do this. Like I can't do it. That kind of self-imposter syndrome. And it was awful at the time. But then I guess I fell into it more and started to take on more of these kind of like freelance gigs. And the household brands just kept coming, and the names kept coming, and the companies and the agencies that I always dreamed of working with were kind of coming in, and it just obviously gets easier with anything. Like, you know, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and then now it's just like I'm still always really grateful for getting an email from like a brand or like a job proposal. I'm like, oh my god, look at that! That's an amazing job. Like I'm going to be starting one today. It's more of a pitch thing, but it's one of those jobs again that's like I've wanted to do one of these for years. This the nature of this job, so it's kind of like a pinch me moment where I need to like I always almost need to like say like just not man up, because it's not really something anyone says anymore, but just like almost like ground myself and get a grip and bring myself back to reality. Remember that I am good at what I do, and it's a scary project if I get it, and it's going to be hard work, but I can do it, and I'm sure I could make something. So I still have those moments, and that's
really?
never stopped
after all this time.
Yeah.
Syndrome.
Yeah, I think it's when you get those projects that are challenging, which are the best ones to have, because you learn the most, and you know, going through those trial and tribulations, when you come out the other side of one of those projects, you feel like a new man or a new designer. It's like, wow, like I feel amazing. So that's digging in every time I'm looking at one of those briefs and being like, you know what, if I do stick through this, and I probably am going to hate it at points, not from like a hate what I'm doing, but mentally I'll be like, oh, like this is a lot, but it's going to be worth it. So that's never changed, and it's not for every project. It's just for those those scary ones that I know are going to push my buttons, push my skills.